All right, I stuck my impact on there with my removal tool. Came today, guess what? Beauty. Came right off. Of course, I dropped it. But worked like a charm. That tool was worth $23. I'm not tearing anything up. Don't have to buy a new piece for this one. So I'll get this off. I can unstrap her now. I can take the pistons off and start tearing down the engine. All right, we're getting right into the meat of things here. Gonna soon have a look at this, what this crankcase looks like underneath. Anyway, there's 13 12mm bolts. So you got 4, 8, 12, 13. And then you've got 5 10mm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I went ahead and took off these 2 mounts. These just what go up to the engine mounts. Probably could have just left them on, but that's 3 bolts there and 3 bolts there. Getting kind of dark. And there they are, just 2 mounts. Probably didn't even have to fool with that, but I took them off anyway. Anyway, I've got to loosen my tins, and I will have this apart. Now pay attention, you've got this 13th bolt. See, it's shorter. It's the one that goes out here on this part of the case. So the rest of those should all be the same length. Those 12 and your 13th is going to be shorter. Okay, there's actually 6 10mm bolts. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I miscounted on that. Got 6 of them. All right, I'm ready to pop the case in half. Quick note here. You notice these little dowel rods? I saw them all over my table when I was flipping the engine back over. And I'm guessing it's falling out of these parts here. See how I've still got one there? One there. I've got 2 different lengths. And they look like they all just take a short one, so I don't know, maybe I'll have to go back to some of the video. But anyway, these dowel rods are just falling out of my block here, and I couldn't get this one to move, so I guess it's going to stay. And look at all the other fun stuff I'm finding. More pieces of parts from around the crankshaft. All right, I found where the long dowels go. There was still one still in the block. They go right here on the intake. They go right here on the intake. They're wanting to just pop out, man. So keep up with your little dowels, because as of right now, I am missing one of the short ones. So maybe I'll find it. Hopefully it's magnetic. We'll see. All right, I was noticing I've got a dowel on this, so I don't need 2 in each of those cylinders, but I did end up with a couple. So here's the top half. I'm pretty pleased with how well it looks, despite the problems that this engine had. And it's already fairly clean. I'll just need to clean it off, clean the grease off, so I get a good seal. All the seals remained intact. See how that's got 2 bushings around that? That's what got lost off of this rod here. See that? 2 little spacers, washers, whatever you want to call them. Shims. I don't know. They're missing off of this one. They're both gone. So let's pull this out. I've got to have both hands to do that. Just lift this crankshaft out and see if there's any damage to the case at all. And this one will be ready to go back to PWC Engine up in New York. I like that guy. I'm going to stick with his product. He's got good reviews on Green Hulk. And I'm going to stick with him, I think, over SBT. I'd rather support a small business anyway. A couple things to note. It's, see how dry that one is? We must just pulverize that one bearing. There's just dust, there's particles, you know, bits and particles. It didn't bust my case. I'm very fortunate there. And but one of the things to note on your rear main seal, you see how that's going? Always got to look at stuff like this. So you got, it's two pieces. On the Kawasaki, it's got this piece here, and you feel it with grease up against the flat. But this one, they had it stacked in just like that. Just like that. And then you've got the grooves in your case to match up with your seals. You see that? So those seals are going to sit in those grooves when this thing's installed properly. And let's see, there's only one small seal on the front. Look at that, one little seal. And I'll wait for my new crankshaft to come in. Should be in tomorrow or the next day. And we'll start with the rebuild. Got my work cut out for me. So there's your third groove right there. The bearing fits in the third groove that you got on the case right there. 3 grooves, baby. Triple grooving. All right. Looks like we're going to be in business. All right, look at this. Let's see. I think this is... I can almost pull that one out too. I can feel it. Look at that. I've never seen dowel pins so loose in a block before. Never. Usually those things are pretty pressed in. But this one, they all just freely pull out. So you got to be careful. That's something I didn't know about a Yamaha. Got to be careful. Got to remember to put those back in. So while I'm cleaning this, I'm going to go ahead and pull them out. It's funny because there's a cushion of air underneath it. It's kind of an airtight seal. And it wants to push back up like there's a spring in it. Anyway, I'll put those up so I don't lose them, because I don't want to lose that. All right, bad news. Bad news. Check a look at this. Got a light coming through. There's a crack in the case. There's a crack in the case. It's right here. So you couldn't really tell it. That rod did push enough to punch a hole in the case. So I need another case or an aluminum welder. Neither of which I have. Then this thing is just getting more and more expensive every time I look at it. All right. Not fun, not happy about that. I do have a junkyard near me. Hopefully they'll sell me this piece without breaking the bank.